Hello again. In this video we will feature the footer part of form. For this part we will concentrate on speed and motion sections. I'm going to describe the others, but leaving the perform section for a separate video. In the speed section you find controls for setting playback speed by the length of the sample, or by cycles per second, or by the BPM of your DAW, depending on the settings you select. These values can be also assigned as modulation destinations, which can get you really interesting textures and tempo changes, really cool when performing. In the motion section, we find controls for the motion curves. A motion curve determines the playback direction that is taken through your sample. The default shape is a straight diagonal line, which you can easily change and make form scan back and forth through the sample in unique and crazy ways. The perform section holds controls for playing and saving variations of your sound, and for that you have 12 performance slot available. And more on this in a separate video. Down to the left we have the reset button. As it says, with clicking you reset all forms parameters to default. In the middle of the footer we find the macro controls, and they can be assigned as modulation sources for any parameter that can be assigned. The modulation amount slider sets the total amount of modulation that is being set to all destinations at the same time. Now that we checked what's happening in the footer in general, let's go back to our speed and motion sections and start to have some sample fun. This part here at the bottom is called the time base selector. Our sound will be very influenced by changes on these factors, by clicking and dragging up and down the numbers to change the speed. Above the numbers is, depending on the time base we selected, is the sample length for sample, cycles per second for hertz, or sync speed for BPM. Here you can click the label to assign modulation to the speed controls. Snap is available for sample and BPM, and it snaps the value to the nearest available value from 0, 1/16, 1/8, 1/4, and so on up to 16. Let's get now into our motion section and see how our sample changes with changing the curves. We see the scanning going on at all times and according to the speed we selected. The system is very simple. We select a curve, adjust the range, and play. We can also go up and down the arrows to scroll the curve presets. And we have the page buttons on the bottom where you go to the next page and back. Once we selected the curve, we can loop it and affect the current playhead position. The retrigger mode is in which the media node on automatically retriggers the motion curve playback. Here the legato function is also available in retrigger mode. That means that only the first MIDI node on retriggers in the motion curve playback. Loop is also only available in the retrigger mode. And the available modes for the loop are loop off, of course, continue loop on, note off. That means that the playhead continues to loop even after the note has been released. There is the option leave loop on, note off. That means that the playhead leaves the loop as soon as you release the note. The loop direction we set in free and retrig modes. You can select between 3 modes of the loop direction. Forward means from left to right, backward means from right to left, and pendulum repeats from left to right and then right to left. Free mode is switched on when the motion curve plays and loops continuously, ignoring our MIDI playing. Sync is only available in free mode, and this means it syncs the playhead position in the motion curve for all polyphonic voices at the same time. Flip option inverts the entire motion curve horizontally. I deliberately left the curve editor out for the end as it opens a new chapter in the sample manipulation, so we will continue on that one in our next video.
Thanks everybody for watching, commenting and indeed liking. We really do appreciate all the support we get here on our Sonic Academy YouTube channel. So if you found this video super useful, please, we'd love you to hit the subscribe button. We update the YouTube channel every week with new content. And if you want to watch some more relevant content, just click on the videos beside me.